Salut tout le monde, bienvenue à un nouveau live de Flight Simulator. Welcome everybody to another live of Flight Simulator. Aujourd'hui, on fait un vol d'un Airbus 320 Neo Fly-by-Wire à partir de Nice en France et jusqu'à Lyon. So today we're flying from Nice in France to Lyon, France with an Airbus 320 from Air France. So without further ado, let's go to our plane at the terminal. Donc notre avion est stationné. Donc on se met en mode externe et on commence nos préparatifs de refueling. Et puis le catering. Donc bienvenue si vous êtes nouveau sur le stream. Welcome to the stream if you're new to my stream. On voit ici le camion de refuel qui arrive. Prend son temps.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Donc ça fait un petit bout que j'ai pas fait de stream. Bien occupé avec le ski. Et puis il y a eu une réinstallation de Windows dernièrement. Il a fallu tout que je réinstalle mes programmes. Nos amis ici sont pas pressés. Fuel is loading. On va partir notre fuel. C'est terminé pour le fuel. Surtout qui ont terminé avec le catering, on pourra commencer le boarding. Alright, presque terminé. On va en profiter pour ouvrir la fenêtre. Donc, catering est terminé. Le fuel aussi. Catering and refuel is finished. Tant que les véhicules ont terminé. Et puis, on peut commencer le boarding.
Boarding requested.
Conveyor belt.
Do you want a board crew?
Yes, we want to board.
Pilot's boarding starting.
On devrait voir nos pilotes arriver. Oups, un petit bug ici. Un bug de GSX. Donc, nos pilotes sont présents. On va commencer à powering up l'avion, l'aéronef. Top panel view. Crew. IR1, IR2, IR3. No smoking. Exit light arm. Beacon. Nav logo.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
APU bleed. APU master switch. APU start.
Crew boarding
Right.
starting.
Ça c'est beau. C'est beau. Ok. Maintenant c'est tensions. Good afternoon, NIS clearance. Oups, j'ai oublié de changer de fréquence.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like.
Yeah.
And next is what yours sounds like.
Good afternoon, NIS clearance. C'est pas ça que je veux faire. Là, je m'en vais à 27. Good afternoon, NIS clearance. Air France 0550 requesting IFR clearance to Lyon.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute. Air France 0550, information Yankee is current. Cleared to Lyon via the border 7 Alpha departure, then as filed. Departure runway 04 right. Initial climb to 3,000 feet. Departure on 120.16 squawk 2545.
Departure runway 04 right. Initial climb to 3,000 feet. Departure frequency 120.16. Squawk 2545. Air France 0550.
Air France 0550. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.705 when ready.
Ce que je veux faire.
Captain Lenridge, boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Air France Flight 0550, departing from Nice to Lyon. We kindly ask you to take your seats as indicated on your boarding passes, stowing your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our friendly crew. Thank you for choosing Air France, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Okay. M'assurer que tout fonctionne.
Passengers boarding started.
Ok. Bon, on va. Net. Cross.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Air France. Please store your baggage in the belly compartment. Only small hand baggage and accessories must be placed under the seat in front of you. Emergency exit must remain clear of any luggage. Smoking is prohibited and cigarettes are not admitted. They must be switched off and kept on. Madame, Monsieur, bonsoir, bienvenue à bord d'Air France. Prions de ranger votre valise cabine dans les coffres, seuls les accessoires.
130.
Les formats doivent être placés sous le siège avant. Les issues de secours doivent rester dégagées. Il est interdit de fumer et la cigarette électronique n'est pas autorisée. Elle doit être éteinte et conservée sur vous.
Terminé, merci. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The cabin crew is pleased to be joining on this flight. They are here to support your safety and well-being during the journey. We will shortly be departing. Please take your seat fastened and just sit back. Air France is getting partners with you a very pleasant flight. Madame, Monsieur, bonsoir. Tout l'équipage est heureux d'être votre compagnie et s'assurera de votre sécurité ainsi que de votre bien-être durant ce voyage. Notre départ est proche. Merci de vous asseoir. Attachez et ajustez votre
Je vais
ceinture
aller
de sécurité.
vérifier mon flight
Air
plan.
France et ses partenaires SkyTeam vous souhaitent un agréable voyage.
La porte n'est pas terminée, elle n'est pas fermée. Ok. Cargo. Pourquoi la porte n'est pas fermée? Ok, ça c'est fait. Flight plan. Donc, le flight plan. C'est 4R puis 17L. Departure. Via board 7A. Insert. Et distance c'était 17L via Pine. Via Pine. Insert. Ok, le flight plan, il semble beau. Ok, tout est beau. Cabin crew, prepare for departure and cross-check.
Okay, Captain. Cabin crew prepare for departure and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now preparing for departure. Please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened and your seats are in the upright position. Thank you for your cooperation.
On va aller à ground. Good afternoon, Nice Ground, Air France 0550, requesting pushback and departure.
Air France 0550, pushback approved, face south.
Pushback approved, face south, Air France 0550. Good day.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Gulfstream 671, Golf Sierra, hold short of taxiway, echo traffic on final.
Holding short of taxiway Echo Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra.
Locking gear.
Seatbelt signs is on.
Okay, Captain, the seatbelt signs are on.
So, donc on va aller, ça va être le nose left and tail right.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear, start at wheel.
To start.
Engine starting.
Engine 2. Engine 2. Engine 1. Contraire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Air France Flight 0550, departing from Nice to Lyon. My name is Caroline, and I am your lead flight attendant today. We also have our wonderful crew members, Julian, Amelie, Mark, and Sophie, here to ensure your comfort and safety during the flight. We expect a flight time of approximately 47 minutes. Now let's go through some important safety information. First, to fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear a click. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. Please keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated, as we may experience turbulence during the flight. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure,
Engine 1 ignition.
oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. To use the mask, pull it towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your own mask on first before assisting others. We also have life vests located under your seats. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing on water, pull the vest out, place it over your head, and pull the straps to secure it. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing
Engine
into the
number
tube.
2 is at
For your
52.
safety, there are 4 emergency exits on this Airbus A320, 2 at the front and 2 at the rear of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate the exit nearest to you, keeping in mind that it may be behind you.
Set parking brakes.
We'll be cruising at an altitude of 20,000
Throttle view.
feet, and the weather in Lyon is currently clear with temperature of 30.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight. Captain Lenridge has informed me that the cabin is now ready for departure.
Madame, monsieur, bonjour et bienvenue à bord.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen.
Ce film concerne votre sécurité. Merci de nous accorder votre attention.
For your safety and comfort, please take a moment to watch the following
We have a
safety
good
video.
engine start. You can disconnect.
Chaque fois que ce signal est allumé, nous vous prions d'attacher votre ceinture.
Whenever the seatbelt sign is on, please make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Nous vous recommandons de la maintenir attachée de façon visible lorsque vous êtes assis à votre siège.
Good afternoon, Lyon ground. Air France 0550 requesting taxi clearance to Lyon. Nice,
Pour
Nice,
détacher votre
Nice.
ceinture, soulevez la partie supérieure de la boucle.
Unlocking gear.
To release the seatbelt,
Air France
just lift the buckle.
0550,
Pendant le
taxi
roulage,
to runway 4 right
manipulez
via
l'atterrissage.
Charlie,
Veuillez
Charlie
redresser
1
votre
cross,
siège, rangez
runway
les
04
pinces
left,
et la
then
tablette
Charlie
et
2
le remonte
whiskey,
vers
whiskey 3.
Pensez également à ouvrir le cache de votre hublot. Et
Taxiing to runway 4 right. Air France 0550, good day.
Please fold away your tray table and cup holder.
Left is clear,
Put your seat
right
in
is
the
clear.
upright position and retract your leg rest. Please also raise your window blind.
Flaps
And
1.
enjoy the view.
Pour votre sécurité, tous les bagages, objets volumineux et appareils électroniques les plus lourds doivent être rangés dans les compartiments. Les accessoires seront placés sous le siège devant vous, à l'exception des places aux issues, bien entendu.
For your safety, please stow all baggage, bulky items, and larger electronic devices in the
Taxi
overhead
lights on.
compartment. Accessories can be stored under the seat in front of you, except
Runway
for the
lights
seats and emergency
on.
exits, of course.
Les issues de secours sont situées de chaque côté de la cabine, à l'avant, au centre, à l'arrière.
Emergency exits are located on each side of the cabin. at the
Parking
front, in the
off.
center, and at the back.
En cas d'évacuation,
Throttle to
laissez vos bagages
10%.
à leur place, suivez les
10%.
signaux et le marquage lumineux au sol jusqu'à l'issue la plus proche. Les membres de l'équipage portant un insigne rouge sont chargés de votre sécurité.
In case of evacuation, please leave all your belongings behind. Let the signs and floor lighting guide you to the nearest exit. Crew members wearing a red badge are
Throttle to idle.
responsible for your safety.
Idling throttle.
L'emplacement de votre gilet de sauvetage est indiqué sur une étiquette devant vous.
The location of your life jacket is clearly marked by a sign in front of you.
Passez la tête dans l'encolure. Attachez et serrez les sangles.
Place it over your head and pull the straps tightly around your waist.
Une fois à l'extérieur de l'avion, gonflez votre gilet en tirant sur la poignée rouge.
Inflate your life jacket by pulling down on the red handle. Do this only when you are outside the aircraft.
En cas de dépressurisation, un masque à
Front
oxygène
view.
sera automatiquement devant vous.
If there is a sudden decrease in cabin pressure, your oxygen mask will automatically
Throttle
drop
to
down in
10%.
front of you.
Throttle to 10%.
Prenez votre masque, puis placez-le sur votre visage.
Take your mask and place it over your nose and mouth.
Une fois votre masque ajusté, il vous sera possible d'aider d'autres personnes.
Make sure your own mask is well adjusted before helping other passengers.
Ce vol est non
Cabin
fumeur
crew, take
This is a
position for
non-smoking
takeoff.
flight.
et l'usage de la cigarette électronique n'est pas autorisé, y compris dans les toilettes.
Okay, Captain, cabin crew, take seats for
Electronic
departure.
cigarettes, even in the toilets.
Les cigarettes électroniques doivent être conservées sur vous et leur recharge électrique est interdite.
Electronic
Throttle to
cigarettes should
idle.
be carried with you, and
Throttle to
charging them
idle.
on board is not permitted.
Vos appareils électroniques doivent être réglés en mode avion pendant toute la durée du vol, mais vous pouvez utiliser Wi-Fi et Bluetooth.
All electronic devices must be set to airplane mode for the duration of the flight, but you can continue to use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Les prises de courant ne doivent pas être utilisées durant le roulage, le décollage, l'approche et l'atterrissage, ou sur demande de l'équipage.
The electrical sockets must not be used during taxi, takeoff, approach, and
Throttle to
landing,
10%.
or at the request of the crew.
10%.
En cas de fumée, de dégagement de chaleur, de chute ou de perte d'un appareil électronique, nous vous demandons
Throttle
de
to
prévenir
idle.
l'équipage et de ne pas
Idling
manipuler
throttle.
votre siège.
Should you notice smoke or heat, or if you drop or lose your electronic device, we kindly ask
Hey,
you to
salut,
call a
Danny.
crew member and not to move your seat.
Gardez toujours un œil
Alpha
sur vos
511
appareils
Hotel Alpha,
électroniques
proceed to
pendant le
holding
chargement.
point Charlie via taxiway Bravo.
Electronic devices while
Proceeding to holding point Charlie via Bravo Hawker 511 Hotel Alpha.
Nous allons bientôt décoller. La tablette, le
Air France
porte-oblique et le
0550,
rouge
contact
doivent
tower
être
on
rangés, et
118
votre
decimal
dossier
7, safe flight.
Throttle to idle.
preparation for takeoff, please
Throttle
make
to
sure
idle.
your tray table and cup holder are stored and secure, your leg rest retracted, and that your seat is in the upright position.
Contacting tower on 118.7 Air France 0550. Good day.
We invite everyone to read the safety information leaflet located in the seat back pocket.
Good afternoon, Lyon Tower. Air France 0550 requesting takeoff clearance to Lyon.
Tout l'équipage vous souhaite un excellent vol.
C'est Nice, pas
On
Lyon.
behalf of everyone
C'est
at
Nice,
Air
le
France,
départ.
we wish you a very pleasant flight.
Air France 0550, runway 04 right, wind 315 at 9er. Cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 04 right, Air France 0550. Good day. Okay, landing lights, wing, taxi, takeoff, strobe lights. Check. Parking brake off. Throttle to 10%.
Throttle to 10%.
Throttle to idle.
Throttle to idle.
Co-pilot, you got the comms.
I'll handle the comms from here.
Okay, we're lining up. And we're rolling in this 60 knots. Throttle to toga. 140 knots. 140. 160. V1. Rotate. Wheel view. Positive grade gear up.
Landing gear up.
Front view. Flap 0.
Air France 0550, contact departure on 120.16. Switching to departure on 120.16, Air
climb.
France 0550.
Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Night departure, Air France 0550, good afternoon. We are climbing through 1500.
Air France 0550, Nice departure identified, clear direct M047, climb flight level 200.
Clear direct MN047, climb flight level 200, Air France 0550.
Landing lights, taxi off. Runway off.
714 Lima, cleared for the visual on 8 left, maintain 90 knots.
Cleared visual, 8 left 90 knots, 714 Lima.
Comme ça va vite son affaire, mon copilote. Front view. On va passer au-dessus des Alpes. Donc c'est le premier vol que je fais avec mon nouveau MCDU de Wing Wing. Et je suis en attente du mini pédestal de Java Simulation. Et après ça, il me reste une autre chose à acheter pour mon flight sim. Il va être complet.
We are now above the safe altitude, and you are welcome to use your electronic devices. Please ensure that they are in airplane mode. Oh, and just a quick note, our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available for you to enjoy during the flight.
Cabin crew.
Thank you.
Seatbelt sign is off.
Okay, Captain, the seatbelt sign is off.
On voit les belles montagnes des Alpes. Tu dis les Rocheuses tantôt. On va passer au-dessus des Alpes. On est en train de gagner notre flight plan. 15,000 feet check. Hey Dan, tu reconnais tout ça? Hein? Ici? French Alps. T'as 16 000 pieds.
Diamond 786 Juliet Kilo, climb to 5,500, contact center on 124.7.
5,500, switching to 124.7786 Juliet Kilo.
Co-pilot, I've got the comms.
I'll continue handling the comms.
Non, c'est pas ça que je t'ai dit. Co-pilot, I've got the comms.
I'm handling the comms for now, as we're in IFR. Let me know if you need anything else.
Co-pilot, I will handle the comms.
Alright, Lenridge, let me know if you need anything.
18 000 pieds. Qu'est-ce qu'il apporte? Ouais, il écoute pas, hein? Good afternoon, this departure, Air France 0550 requesting new flight level.
Air France 0550. Good afternoon. What is your new destination?
Ladies,
Destination is Lyon. Air France 0550 requesting flight level.
including our delicious cheese and ham sandwich, as well as a lovely selection of beverages.
Air France
And just a
0550,
heads up,
clear
after
direct
the
Ami
service,
Row.
we will have items from the Air France shop available for you to browse. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy your meal.
Ouais, les coms, c'est... Je peux même parler à l'agent de bord, je vais dire.
Air France 0550, expect the Pine 9 Sierra arrival. In about 10 minutes, I'll start your descent. Reach out if you want an early start.
Ça, c'est les
Expect
AI.
the ILS runway 17 left approach into Saint X.
Expect ILS runway 17 left approach to Saint X, Air France 0550. Cabin crew, can I have a Red Bull, please?
Okay, Captain, I'll bring a Red Bull right away.
Cabin crew, correction. Bring me 2 Red Bull and 1 Boston donut.
Okay, Captain, I'll bring you 2 Red Bulls and 1 Boston donut right away.
C'est bon.
Southwest 521, contact tower 118.3.
Switching to 118.3, Southwest 521.
Ah, je vais demander si elle peut m'amener une poutine. Flight attendants, could I have a poutine, please?
Okay, Captain, in, I'll bring the drinks and donut right away.
Ah, non, ça a l'air qu'il n'y a pas de poutine. Bon, il est où mon flight plan ici? Steph va être déçu, ouais. Bon, 20 000 pieds. Je pensais qu'on allait plus haut que ça. C'est tout ça qui était prévu dans le SimBrief. Non, je vais aller dans l'autre. Summary. Ah oui, c'est bien ça. Flight level 200. La map. Destination. Je comprends pas qu'il veut me faire l'approche dans 10 minutes.
Please be careful when opening the red compartment, as items may fall out. Moreover, smoking the toilets or tampering with smoke detectors may result in prosecution. The use of e-cigarettes and the charge of its battery are not permitted. You may not use your in-seat PC or USB socket to recharge your electronic device. To avoid the crashing risk of electronic device within your seat, we strongly recommend that you stow it away safely. Your electronic device like
JetBlue 563, contact approach on 119.5, good day.
Immediately alert
119.5, good day, JetBlue 563.
Madame, monsieur, pourriez-vous déplacer l'extinction de la consigne attachée à votre ceinture? Pendant la croisière, nous vous conseillons de garder votre ceinture attachée et visible afin de faciliter nos vérifications en cas de turbulence. Soyez attentifs à la chute d'objets lors de l'ouverture des coffres à bagages. Fumer dans les toilettes ou porter atteinte au fonctionnement des détecteurs
Display
de
map.
et pastilles de voix.
Displaying map.
L'utilisation de la
Sorry.
cigarette électronique et la charge
Display map.
sont interdites.
Map opening.
Peut-être à cause que je l'ai désactivé.
USB de votre siège pour recharger votre appareil électronique.
Display map.
Afin d'éviter le risque d'écrasement de vos appareils électroniques, type smartphone,
Air France 0550, descend flight level 180.
Si votre appareil vous détecte ici,
Descending flight level 180, Air France 0550.
alertez immédiatement l'équipage sans manipuler votre siège. Merci.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and are beginning our approach to Lyon. Please return to your
On est
seats,
loin de Lyon,
stow
en
your
maudit.
tables and fasten your seatbelts. The usage of the lavatory
Ah, Eric, écoute, c'est ça, c'est intention. Regarde. En plus, je l'ai fait tantôt, on va le refaire, là. On va parler au cabin crew. Flight attendants, can you bring me 2 Red Bull and 1 hamburger?
Okay, Captain, I'll bring you 2 Red Bulls and 1 hamburger right away.
Fait que toutes les communications se font par C intention. En passant, le MCDU, là, ça marche super bien. Alright, 18,000 feet check.
Air France 0550, descend flight level 100.
100. Descending flight level 100, Air France 0550. FCU. Ça a pris exactement une semaine à le recevoir de la Chine.
Southwest 521, contact tower 118.3.
Switching to 118.3, Southwest 521.
Ah, les belles Alpes. Oh oui, c'est ILS. $15,000 feet check. On est à 4000 nautiques de l'Azur. 4 nautical miles to the next waypoint, l'Azur. On devrait tourner vers la droite, exactement.
Cirrus 1234 X-ray cleared for the RNAV, follow the American B737.
Cleared RNAV following the American 1234 X-ray.
Un peu de turbulence. Seatbelt sign on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're entering an area of turbulence. For your own safety, please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Mais ça, c'est hot. C'est surtout le fun d'y aller. À Lyon, c'est toujours là que j'atterris quand je vais en ski. À Saint-Exupéry. Il fait aller pas mal bas, je trouve, le contrôleur. Regarde, on va faire ce qu'il me dit. Profite de vider les toilettes sur le top de la montagne. 10,000 feet check. Turbulence au-dessus des montagnes. Good evening, good afternoon, Lyon Center, Air France 0550 with you, flight level 100.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Air France 0550, Marseille Control, identified. Good
We are
afternoon.
now beginning our final approach into Lyon.
JetBlue
Please
222,
turn
maintain
off all
300 knots.
and stow them until we
Maintain
arrive.
300 knots, JetBlue 222.
Ensure your seats are in their full upright position and fasten your seatbelts. Our Air France staff on the ground will provide you with information regarding your connecting flights. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay. Wing lights on. Co-pilot, you handle the comms.
I'll take over the comms.
Air France 0550, descend
FC.
altitude 4000, maintain current heading 350 vector for the ILS runway 17 left approach.
Descend altitude 4000, maintain heading 350 for vectors ILS runway 17 left approach. Air France 0550.
As we have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business
Air
you need
France
to take care of. as we prepare for
0550,
approach.
contact
If you
Lyon
are,
approach on
once you return to your
120
seat, we
decimal
ask that
23.
you remain seated till your aircraft arrives safely at the gate.
Contact
Flight
line
attendants,
approach
please
on
prepare to
120
fly.
decimal 23. Air France 0550.
Début de descente. Monsieur, notre descente va débuter.
Line approach Air France 0550. Good afternoon. We're descending through flight level 100 down to 4000. Air France 0550. Lyon approach identified. Hello.
Monsieur, notre atterrissage est imminent.
Cessna
Veuillez
421
attacher
Charlie
et
Mike, turn
ajuster
left,
votre
heading
ceinture de
200,
sécurité.
descend and maintain
Veuillez
3000.
redresser le dossier de votre fauteuil,
Left
branchez votre
200
tablette,
down to 3000,
votre
421
gobelet et
Charlie
votre
Mike.
repose-pied. Débranchez tout câble de la prise PC USB de votre siège et ouvrir tous les câbles hublots. Il est interdit de fumer et la cigarette électronique n'est pas autorisée. Nous vous recommandons de lire la notice de sécurité placée devant vous et vous rappelons qu'en cas d'évacuation, vous devrez laisser tous vos bagages.
Landing system on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing shortly. Please fasten your seatbelt. Please put your seat back for your flight. Store your table, the cup holder and your footrest. Disconnect anywhere from the headset PC or USB socket and open all the blinds. E-cigarettes are not permitted and smoking is prohibited. We recommend that you use a safety card in front of you. And remember that, in the event of evacuation, you must leave all your baggage behind.
Speed 220. Je sais pas c'est quoi ces carrés là, ça doit être bugs de loading. Ah, ça load. Spoiler arm, front view, 5,000 feet check.
Air France 0550. Lyon approach, turn right heading 360. Turning right heading 360, Air France 0550.
Speed 200.
$2,500.
FedEx 1482, heavy climb to 7,000, report passing through 5,000.
Climbing to 7,000 will report passing 5,000 FedEx 1482 heavy.
Speed 200. Flaps 1. $2,500. Speed 180. Approach on.
Air France 0550, turn right heading 020. Turning right heading 020, Air France 0550.
Flaps 2. Speed 160. Flap 3. I see the runway. Landing gear down.
Landing gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Air France 0550. Contact St. X Tower on 120.45. Switching to St. X Tower on 120.45. Air France
Speed
0550.
And for flaps.
St. X Tower, Air France 0550 afternoon. We're established on the ILS for runway 17 left approach.
Air France 0550, St. X Tower identified. Air France
Tu vas chercher le 2 boutons. Je comprends pas.
St. X Tower, wind 165 at 14. Runway 17 left, cleared to land.
Runway 17 left, cleared to land. Air France 0550.
Okay. Brake to medium. Full flaps. Auto spoiler arm.
Skyhawk 90001, Bravo, enter right base runway
We're on the ball.
Right base runway 22, Skyhawk 90001, Bravo.
Ah, 2 boutons, 2 bastons. Pas 2 boutons. T'as pas entendu, Dan, tantôt, j'ai demandé au flight attendant de m'amener, au agent de bord de m'amener 2 Red Bull puis 2 Boston. Puis elle a dit oui, je t'emmène ça tout de suite. Ok, chose sérieuse. We're on the glide slope, 140 knots. Autopilot off.
Autopilot off.
Too white, too red. Bit too low.
500.
Check.
$400. $200. $50, $40, $30,
Throttle off.
$20,
Flare.
$10, $5.
Full brakes, reverse thrust. Throttle. Flaps, brakes.
Air France 0550. Welcome to Saint X. Contact ground on 121.83.
And be careful when
Switching to ground on 121.83, Air France 0550.
We thank you though for flying with Air France and its SkyTeam partners. Wish you a very pleasant day.
St. X ground, Air France 0550. Good afternoon. We're
Throttle
clear
to
of runway
20%.
4 right and ready to taxi to the gate.
20%.
Madame, monsieur, bienvenue à vous. Vous pouvez désamorcer.
Landing lights, taxi, runway,
0550,
wing.
Saint X ground, taxi to B10 via Victor 6, Bravo 6, cross runway 35 left, then Alpha 6, Tango, Bravo. Good day.
The holding point Bravo 3 via Lima and Papa Cessna Bravo 10 via Victor 6, Bravo 6, cross runway 35 left, then Alpha 6, Tango, Tango Bravo, Air France 0550.
Throttle to idle.
We made it safely,
Idling
and that's
throttle.
what counts. Lyon is known for its rich history and is often considered the gastronomic capital of France. The current temperature is a pleasant 13 degrees Celsius, and it's clear skies out there. Thank you for choosing Air France for your journey today. Please remain seated.
Good afternoon, Saint X ground. Air France 0550 requesting taxi with big to gate with big red arrows.
The local time here is 3:05 p.m.
Air France 0550, taxi to gate B2 via Alpha 6, Tango, Tango Bravo. Turning on taxi pass for you. Good day.
Gate Bravo 2, Alpha 6, Tango, Tango Bravo, Air France 0550.
C'est une gate sans gate dans le fond. C'est des marches. Throttle to 10%.
Throttle to 10%.
Throttle to idle.
Throttle to idle.
Throttle to idle.
Idling throttle.
Okay. Parking brake on. Top panel view. Nav lights beacon off. Taxi. Engines off. Seatbelt sign off. Exit lights on.
That's affirmative.
The doors are verified.
The boarding requested.
Bon, c'était un successful flight. It was a very successful flight with the new MCDU. Donc, j'espère que vous avez apprécié. On va aller avec Air France. Et jusqu'à la prochaine. On se revoit prochaine fois. Sûrement en fin de semaine. Cheers.
Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra, follow the Embraer, then turn left onto taxiway Foxtrot.
Following the Embraer, turning left onto Foxtrot Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra.